Hi everyone, welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Stephen and this is another EFC 24/7 news report video. Starting off today with a headliner, that's going to be Jesper Lindström, the Danish player from Napoli, who's been strongly linked with a move to Everton in the last 24 hours and is slowly moving, quite quickly moving towards what's looking like it could be completed. This one seems to be a bit of a goer. When I've looked at Jesper Lindström, didn't know anything about him going up until I was after researching for this video, and to be honest, his stats aren't too promising. No goals for Napoli last season in 29 appearances, but his stats with Eintracht Frankfurt leading up to that were a little bit more promising. Of course, Napoli fell off a little bit last season after that amazing season the year before where they won Serie A. So maybe he's a player who needs a little bit of a move to revitalise his career in some ways, and maybe he sees Everton as that. Let's hope so anyway, if this one is a goer. There's also a bit of talk about Napoli. Obviously, Jesper Lindström is a Napoli player currently, about them looking for Vitaly Mykolenko, our left-back. Football Insider are reporting that it could be a swap deal between Jesper Lindström and Vitaly Mykolenko, but let's be honest, I'm not sure Everton are going to be too willing to let Mykolenko go. First choice left back now, has been for the last couple of years, and a really strong player in the Sean Dyche system, so I can't see that one happening, but I do think this Jesper Lindström deal is a goer from what I've read about it. Moving on to Richard RÍOS, Colombian defensive midfield player from Palmeiras, valued between 15 and 20 million euros, a 24-year-old, also is receiving interest from Leicester City. This one I think is probably come out from under the wood because of the Amadou Onana situation, which I'll talk about in a moment. This is, to be honest, I'm happy with the way that Everton are looking at these players. These sort of, early to mid-20s players that have sort of flown under the radar maybe a little bit, and we can stop, because we've had those problems with looking at ready-made players and spending too much money, which has got us sort of into the position that we are unfortunately in at the moment. I think looking at players like this, the likes of Lindström and RÍOS, could be a good transfer strategy from Kevin Thelwell and Sean Dyche. So yeah, that one's one to look out for. Richard RÍOS from Palmeiras, played a lot of games, 82 matches for Palmeiras since March 2023. So yeah, he could be at quite a young age still quite an experienced player. Moving on to Wilfried Gnonto. I'm sick of talking about this one. It was the talk of the summer last year, and it seems to have made a little bit of a return this year, which I'm not too happy about, I think, to be honest. If with Gnonto, it was either going to be a case of it happening then or it never happening. According to Mark Douglas from iPaper Sports, Wilfried Gnonto is still one of Everton's targets. The belief is it could be a tricky deal to do. That's all that we're hearing from it. I don't want to speculate too much on Gnonto because there was so much speculation last season over it, and to be honest, I think argue between yourselves in this one on the comments. And then finishing off with, of course, the big one that's probably going to happen this summer. John Percy from The Telegraph, Midlands-based journalist, is saying that Aston Villa are set to complete the £50 million signing of Amadou Onana this weekend. All financial terms are now agreed and the medical will happen at the weekend. So yeah, it looks like Amadou Onana's time at the Blues has come to an end. To be honest, I mean, I spoke a little bit about this one in my Tim Eric Boonham video, about how it could be a case of replacing Amadou Onana. I don't think that'll be the case. I think there will be another face to come through the door before the end of the summer with Onana going. But to be honest, I think this is a pretty good deal for Everton. £50 million is a lot of money for us at this point in time. A good way to balance the books and get some wages off the payroll. Onana in himself, a memorable Everton career. So, sometimes for good reasons, sometimes not for good reasons. I think certainly a controversial Everton player in some ways. had his moments, but just inconsistency, I think, really let him down. But I think, to be honest, for Aston Villa, seems to be a club that I could see him working quite well in. So that's going to be it for the news today. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Toffee Blues. Leave a comment down below and about any of the players that I've talked about today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.